John George Haigh was the serial killer from Middle England who killed the middle class.
He had no compunction and no conscience whatsoever about killing people to obtain his ends.
In the shadow of post-war Britain, a series of grisly crimes shocked a nation, revealing a killer whose sophistication hid a chilling brutality. This is the story of John George Haigh, known as the acid bath murderer, whose crimes continue to haunt the annals of true crime. Born on July 24, 1909, in Stamford, Lincolnshire, John George Haigh was the only child of John Robert Haigh and Emily Hudson, devout members of the Plymouth Brethren. Raised in an environment marked by strict religious doctrine and isolation, Haigh's childhood was shadowed by intense, disturbing nightmares. Despite the oppressive atmosphere, Haigh excelled in his studies, winning scholarships first to Queen Elizabeth Grammar School and then to Wakefield Cathedral as a choir boy. His intelligence and artistic talent were evident, but so was a burgeoning ability for deceit. Haigh's early employment was marred by petty thefts and escalating frauds. His various positions in advertising and insurance were merely stages for his growing criminal activities.
Major frauds was committed in Surrey and in Sussex. He never was a solicitor, but he opened 3 offices, one in Chancery Lane in London, and he called himself William Cato Adamson. However, he was caught out because on one of his headed note papers, he had misspelt the word Guildford. One of the prospective purchasers spotted that, went to the police, didn't think a solicitor would make a basic error like that, and Haigh was arrested as a result of that error.
Haigh's criminal lifestyle led to his incarceration. On his release from prison, Haigh sought a fresh start. He relocated to London, settling in the bustling area of Kensington, a district known for its affluence and opportunities, a perfect hunting ground for someone with Haigh's ambitions. It was here in Kensington that Haigh met William McSwan, a wealthy owner of amusement arcades who unknowingly introduced Haigh to a lifestyle he would soon covet. Driven by envy, Haigh's first murder occurred on September 6, 1944. He lured William McSwan to a secluded basement in London and killed him, then dissolved his body in sulfuric acid, beginning a gruesome method of disposal that would become his horrific signature.
He learned about the uses of sulfuric acid from the prison library books too, so he learned a great deal about crime and a great deal about acids.
Haigh seamlessly assumed McSwan's identity, collecting rents and immersing himself in the luxuries of his stolen life. When McSwan's parents inquired about their son after returning from a holiday, Haigh eliminated them with the same cold precision.
He used to bribe other prisoners with small amounts of tobacco, and they would bring dead field mice back into the prison for Haigh. And Haigh also stole small amounts of sulfuric acid. He would line up the jars on a workbench, fill each jar with a small amount of acid, and then drop a mouse into each jar. And then very patiently would sit and watch to see how long it would take a mouse to disintegrate in a certain amount of sulfuric acid.
Flush with money but eventually running low, Haigh targeted Archibald and Rosalie Henderson in 1948. After ingratiating himself with the couple, he murdered them to gain access to their assets, again using acid to erase all traces of his crimes.
A theory about Mr. Haigh, and I'm pretty sure that he wanted to assume the lifestyle of other people that he admired.
Haigh's final victim, Olive Durand Deacon, also a resident of Kensington, was enticed into a deadly trap. He exploited her trust, luring her to his workshop under the guise of discussing a business venture in February 1949. Her disappearance prompted an investigation that finally exposed Haigh, uncovering the horrifying extent of his crimes. The evidence found in his workshop was damning, linking him to multiple missing persons through acid baths and forged documents. Under police interrogation, Haigh confessed to the murders, believing mistakenly that without physical bodies, no murder charge could stick. He detailed his crimes with alarming indifference and a chilling sense of pride. During his trial, Haigh pleaded insanity, claiming vampiric urges compelled him to drink his victim's blood, a claim that sensationalized his already gruesome acts, but did little to sway the jury.
The sludge at the bottom of the barrels in which he's dissolved these poor people is poured down the drains. You know, he's literally obliterating an entire family.
He worked out a scientific formula that he could apply to a human being, and all he wanted was the opportunity.
John George Haigh was hanged on August 10, 1949 at Wandsworth Prison. His story is a stark reminder of the depths to which human depravity can sink, all behind a veneer of charm and civility. As we reflect on this dark chapter, remember the importance of vigilance. Share your thoughts on today's story and let us know what true crime story you'd like us to explore next. Until next time, keep questioning, stay curious, and most importantly, stay safe.